It's not the first time that he's mentioned on the paper. It's not the first time that he's linked to Juve. I really hope they are not selling me a dream. An impossible dream. I don't want to be disappointed at the end of Calciomercato 25-26. Don't do that to Beppe. Please don't do that. But apparently, if you're looking at the rumors, if you're reading the papers, if we see how many times they are mentioning him, how much they are insisting, looks like Juventus, they have a clear plan to bring a player that's already wearing black and white, but the one of Newcastle, to the black and white of the old lady. We are speaking about Sandro Tonali. What is the plan? How do they want to do it? Is it feasible or not? We'll speak about that. But also looks like Juventus, they have a clear idea for the post-Andrea Cambiaso Calciomercato, and not only in today's video. Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. I hope you're all doing well. Ragazzi, yesterday I didn't watch the Coppa Italia, Bologna 3, Empoli 0, because you know it, I still didn't digest our elimination against that Empoli disaster. So let's move on. If you didn't yet, please put a maximum of like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You know it. You know how much it costs you. 0, but how much it's helping me. So continue to contribute to the channel because it's helping me so much. Thank you for that. Guys, before speaking about Tonali, before speaking about the post Andrea Cambiaso, let's go towards Igor Tudor. Update from La Continassa. What is he doing after the win over Genoa? Well, we know it. A few words. Intensity. High pressing. Actually pressing so much that the other ones are making mistakes. More vertical plays. But to do so, of course, you need to follow. It's not only that you are playing vertical with the ball goes there, you stay there. No, you need to follow. So these are the things that Tudor is working on, not only. And to do so, clear plan. Monday, Tuesday, one training session, a kind of mini retiro. Not sleeping at the J Hotel, they were allowed to go back home if they wanted, of course. So it's not a punishment retiro, but staying there, training in the morning, and then lunch together, all together with the team to discover themselves. Not the players, because they already know themselves in the beginning of the season, but with the coach, understanding, reading the minds, the state, feeling, smelling. Tudor said it in the press conference, sentire, annusare, smelling a bit the vibes of what's happening in La Continassa. But from today we change, because from today until Friday we have a double training session. Saturday we will also do one probably, but double training session, because we need to go towards the intensity, that high pressing, and we know that at the moment we don't have it for 90 minutes. Words that also Tudor said before the game of Genoa. Physical condition, it's a question mark. I don't know yet. I need to discover it. Now he knows. He was able to study. So he's increasing 2 double sessions per day. The first part will be on physical work to increase that intensity. That second part will be the tactics. Tactical ideas, the first ideas of football of Tudor, because he wants also to show that it's not only there to say, hey, dai ragazzi, a motivator, a Juventino. No, it's much more than that. And also there, second training session of the day will be dedicated to tactical ideas, to implement them. And that's what he's doing at the moment in La Continassa. Not only, he wants to have a special regard, a special eye on Kefren Turam, that was and is probably one of the good news of this season, one of the beautiful signings of Cristiano Giuntoli. Unfortunately, he didn't receive enough continuity with Thiago Motta, which Tudor is really planning to give him for the remaining part of this season at the center of that midfield. Kefren Turam, that is doing well, and he's appreciated by everyone, but now he wants him to increase his goal contribution. Already 4 goals and 4 assists for the Frenchman, but now he needs to do it a bit a bit a la Pogba. This is what Tudor is asking him. Let's start maybe with the last minutes, or the last minute of Juve Genoa. Him taking that ball, interception, fantastic, in that own area, taking that ball and then running. When he sees the space, he needs to go up. This is what Tudor is asking him. So Tudor working on him, working on intensity, but also working on something else. It's the set pieces. We know it. Set pieces are a total disaster for Juve. If you're looking at this season, if we are taking away the penalties, so no penalties considered, but we are speaking about free kicks, we are speaking about corner kicks, etc. Juventus is second to last. Juventus only 4 goals from set pieces, where we see that the ones that are leading Serie A, well, they already scored 14, followed by Atalanta and Fiorentina with 11, Genoa, Lazio, Udinese, Venezia with 10. Juventus is extremely far with only 4 goals scored by set pieces, something that we need to do. Now, we will enter the Andrea Cambiaso topic, we'll enter the Sandro Tonali topic, but before that, let me say thank you to the Athletic FC podcast that yesterday spoke about Juventus on their YouTube channel, that you can also find audio on podcast, Apple Music, Spotify, I believe. Because yesterday, around the 20th minute, you have a Carl Anka that is mentioning the channel, that is mentioning my name, saying, I did a lot of homework, my studying was on the channel GJustjuve, so hello to Beppe, and I was extremely honored. Honestly, I was extremely honored. I didn't expect it, but it's beautiful to see that the work that we are doing here day by day starts to be sometimes recognized not only by the fans, and thank you to all of you to follow the channel, but also from people that are speaking and living from football. So thank you, really, really appreciate it. I don't know if Carl is watching it, but I'm saying hello as well again. Now, second topic, and Sandro Tonali, un piano per Tonali. We know it's not the first time that it's mentioned. Did I believe in it immediately? The possibility, why not? Was I ready to promise you that Sandro Tonali would have joined Juve? No, because we also heard the different interviews also to his agent that he's saying if he needs to come back to Italy. I'm not sure if an Italian club has at the moment the power financially to put money on the table to bring him back. At the moment he's doing well in Premier League, he's loving the club. He just won also a trophy that didn't arrive in Newcastle since years and years, so he already entered the legend of that club. Now it's true that Giuntoli has a soft spot, we know it, and we said it multiple times here on the channel, a soft spot for the winning Milan, the Scudetto Milan from Pioli, Kalulu, Tomori, Teo Hernandez. Sandro Tonali was one of them, and he wants to try. He wants to try to bring him back to back to Italy, this time with the black and white of Juve. What is the plan? Well, first of all, a lot of papers are saying that Giuntoli already opened the door with a discussion, building some beautiful relationship with Newcastle after the deal, Lloyd Kelly. A lot of us were already thinking, is Lloyd Kelly and the price that we paid for him already an anticipation towards new talks for Sandro Tonali in the summer? Looks like yes. Of course, it's a player that is worth 60-70 million euro, which is at the moment, if we need to put that cash on the table, impossible for Juve. But there is one player that's really disappointed Juventus, that was a total flop, is a total flop at the moment, is the name of Douglas Luiz. Douglas Luiz that has still a beautiful name, a beautiful reputation, beautiful standards in Premier League, that are really thinking that he's still a really fantastic player, which I always said. So Douglas Luiz could be a player that could go towards Newcastle. The value of Dougie is at the moment between the 35-40 million euro, where Juventus will need to add something, taking away a bit of the money that we already anticipated for Lloyd Kelly. That could be a possible solution. Of course, the player needs to say yes. Douglas Luiz to Newcastle and Sandro Tonali to go to Juve, but that's one of the strategies, not only because Newcastle has been interested in a few players of Juve as well, Federico Gatti, and not since now, but already since a few seasons, so not sure if Federico Gatti will be the undiscussed starter from the moment that all the players are coming back, Bremer, etc., maybe new defenders, let's see. So Gatti could be there, of course, not for the same value as Douglas Luiz, but we are speaking about 25 million euro. And then you have a third possible name, and it's the one of Dusan Vlahovic. Newcastle is doing well in Premier League. They want to continue to invest. They could possibly lose their striker, Alexander Isak, that is a fantastic player, but could possibly leave in the summer. Well, Dusan Vlahovic is a name that Newcastle is interested in. Then will Dusan go there, yes or no? Big question mark. One thing is sure, I don't see a future in 25-26 from the Serbian number 9 at Juve, but maybe changing. And also there, decreasing the price for Sandro Tonali. So there are multiple ways, but there is a plan to bring Sandro Tonali to Juve. That is a player that could work under Tudor, that is a player that could work to the possible dream of a comeback of Antonio Conte, that could work with a lot of coaches, with Pioli, for example, because he already showed it. So it's a player that regardless of who will be the next coach, a player that regardless how we will play, it's a player that could fit, and Juventus is also looking for a bit more of Italian players to continue to build, a bit of that Juventinità, even if Sandro Tonali is not a Juventino, because we always said it, it's not a secret, he's a Milanista, but pay attention to Sandro Tonali. It's the name that we will continue to follow day by day by day. Another name that I am extremely happy that Juventus is on, it's not the only club, because also there Milan is following him, is the name of Maxime De Kuiper. We played against him, so you probably already heard the name, you already saw him playing. Maxime De Kuiper, that is a left back, can play low, can play middle, can play high, but it's a left back. Maxime de Kuiper, 24 years, is a player from Bruges, Belgian player that is already playing with the national team. Juventus is already thinking about that name. It's not the first time that he's linked to Juve, but it's true that until today he was more linked to Milan. Well, Juve, if Andrea Cambiaso would go to Premier League, would go, and we will be able to cash in, so that's a player that Juventus would be extremely interested in. On transfer market, he has a value of 16 million euro. That's not the price that Bruges will ask for. I think more or less towards the 30 million could be the price asked by Bruges. He has a contract until 2028, so you cannot even play with the contract is about to expire, so you need to put money on the table there. But he's a really, really great player that is playing with continuity. 44 games, all competition already this season, 3 goals, 6 assists. It's a player that is reaching 3,700 minutes this season. Player that is growing, and I love the idea of going towards names that are not always the usual ones, but also looking for who could be the next one, the next great player. And Maxime de Kuiper could, I think, really work. Then, of course, do we continue with a 3-man defense? Do we go towards a 4-man defense? Is he a player that can play possibly in a 3-4-2-1 there as a wing back? A lot of question. I think yes, especially if you are looking at the zones where he's able to play. Low, middle, high. That could be a real deal. I told you, mercato starts already now in April. Good news, and probably the best news, is that Yildiz made it extremely clear to his, not officially yet, but to the possible nearly official agent, that is Jorge Mendes. He told him, I don't want to leave Juve. I'm extremely happy here. I love the environment, I love the fans, I love the club. At the moment, don't even mention my name in transfer market session. Don't say that I may be open to receive some offers, because the offers arrived. And Jorge Mendes already spoke with him about possible offers, about some interest. He said, no, leave me alone. I'm happy here. I don't want to leave. And with that capital increase from John Elkann, 15 million euro that could go up if we don't qualify, Juventus has absolutely no intention to let the Turkish player, the Turkish number 10, live in Juve, which is a great news. Then there is another dream, a beautiful dream that I have personally, but I believe also a lot of Juventini that are aware also of the history of Juve, is the one of Michel Platini that is finishing today on the front page of Tuttosport, Sognando Platini, dreaming about Platini. To come back about why we are speaking about Platini, it's because on the 26th of March, Platini has been dismissed and acquitted from all the charges on him that were following him since 10 years. You know that he was president of UEFA in the run to become the president of FIFA. He said that after 10 years, it's totally over. Story is really simple, he said. They wanted to avoid that I became the president of FIFA, and they succeeded in it. Platini, that suffered for 10 years. His name was dirty. Some people told me a few days ago when I was live with them, was he not in jail? Is he not in jail? So also the idea of a Platini that was corrupt, etc., etc. Well, for 10 years you had to hear it, taking him away from a fantastic, beautiful career, a total disaster, we know it. Even Gazzetta dello Sport said, era una montatura. FIFA Gate era una montatura, which means FIFA Gate was set up, was a farce. And if we hear that from Gazzetta dello Sport, even if it was on page 30, well, it's a huge one, because the name forever will be linked with what happened, and especially the career of a man that really loves football, that really could have done something, well, is forever dirty and is gone. The career is gone. He will be 70 in a few months, so 70 years. People are dreaming about him. One with a lot of experience, one with class, one who knows Juve, one that gave one of his 3 Ballon d'Ors to Agnelli. And when Agnelli told him, Michel, is it the golden one? Is it really made of gold? He said, Presidente, Avvocato, if it was a golden one, do you really believe that I would have offered it to you? Fantastic, beautiful story. I don't know if you ever heard about that one or not. But anyway, Michel Platini, a dream for all the Juventini. Unfortunately, at the moment, well, Michel Platini, after 10 years of battle, probably a bit disgusted about the football world, is not dreaming about coming back. Juve didn't contact him at the moment, at today. Why am I speaking about that today? Because we know it. I said it yesterday or 2 days ago. John Elkann is thinking about injecting Juventinità in Juve. And I believe that as a president, even if it's a honor president, well, Michel Platini would be the ideal name. Experience, Juve, intelligent, well, that would be a fantastic name. Let's see if there will be a follow-up, if reading the papers, Michel Platini will wake up and say, "Aye, let's try again. Let's try again." We don't know. Anyway, that's one of my dreams. Juventini, I hope you enjoyed that video. Put a maximum of like if you didn't yet. Please continue to subscribe to the channel. Grazie, forza, Juve.